Hey guys, welcome to another video from Historic Militaria. Today we're going to be looking at a grenade that looks like a standard pineapple grenade, but obviously it's not quite just a standard pineapple grenade. It is a little bit different. This is actually a Croatian design from the Croatian wars that were being fought after the fall of Yugoslavia, when sort of the Balkans were in chaos. And it is called a Rapidovka. And the Rapidovka came in a few different models. This, I believe, and I say I believe because there's not a lot of information on these out there. Most of the information gleaned comes actually from explosive ordnance disposal manuals and folks who actually have had experience with these in the field. And this is a Rapidovka 3. So you've got your standard cast iron body here. And these were made in, I believe, in a factory called Rapid in Croatia. I believe it was, and I know I'm going to mess this up, but Virovitica, something like that. You can correct me. Believe me, I don't speak Croatian, so I'm sorry. But they were made about 1991, and they were coming out of there because they had a local ironworks who could actually make these. So they would make the body, and then they would use a practice fuse from a practice grenade, and then they would attach a locally made detonator into the practice fuse, and there you go, you'd have a hand grenade. These were filled with TNT or plastic explosive, as I understand it. And the initial ones of these were actually pretty primitive in that they had, instead of the fuse here, they would actually have an actual length of burning fuse that would be sticking out and waxed. They'd have wax around it to waterproof it. You would light it and you would throw it and hope for the best. Obviously, when they got to the standardized fuses, you have a sort of a more conventional hand grenade. As you can see, this is definitely a typical Yugoslav army practice grenade, or practice grenade fuse that has been repurposed for an offensive grenade. There's really no information on operational use or how many of these were made or anything like that. I can tell you this is actually one of the nicer made of the Bosnian or Croatian grenades from that time period. It's, you know, it's pretty professionally made. It looks pretty good. Some of them are pretty scary looking almost, but this one actually looks like it came out of a real factory with some quality control. Makes sense because that region was known for its ironwork and the metals it could produce. The interesting thing is that this design actually showed up in other parts of Croatia. I believe it showed up as the Altovka was another design that was locally made. The difference, I believe, with those is that they are green, not black. And also a really, really similar mold showed up in Bosnian service, which is kind of curious of how a Croatian design got into the Bosnian lines, unless maybe some were captured and then sort of reverse engineered. But either way, it just kind of gives you an idea of the different designs that were being used by the Croatians, the Bosnians, and the Serbs to some extent during the Balkan conflicts of the 1990s. Obviously, if you know about these, if you have one of them, please do comment. Don't keep your knowledge secret. I would love to know more about it, what I may be wrong about, things that were pertinent to know that are not included. Let me know. I'd love to hear about it. And by all means, do like and subscribe. We'll be looking at more interesting grenades in the near future. As always, thanks for watching.